All right, here is our book called Now and Ben, A Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin. And it's written by Gene Barretta. Now and Ben. Now and then, we think about Ben, Dr. Benjamin Franklin to be precise, and we think about his many inventions. Inventions he originated more than 200 years ago. And this is his family. It was as if Ben could see into the future. Almost everything he created is still around today. For instance, so this was back then and this is now. Let's see what he invented. Now, our newspapers are filled with illustrations. Ben was the first to print a political cartoon in America. The cartoon encouraged the American colonies to join together. If you haven't seen a newspaper, ask moms and dads to tell you about them. Now, bifocals are very common. Bifocals combine two sets of lenses into one pair of glasses. The bottom lens helps people see near, and the top of the lens helps people see far. Ben originally designed bifocals just for himself after he grew tired of switching between two pairs of glasses. Now, our world relies on electricity. In the 18th century, many people still believed that lightning was an act of anger or punishment. But now, and then Ben, so they had all the different things that they use electricity. Ben was one of the scientists who discovered the true nature of electricity and how to use it. He learned that lightning is electricity when he attached a small metal wire to the top of a kite and gathered electricity from a storm cloud. So that's his famous kite invention or experiment. Now, many buildings and homes use lightning rods to protect against lightning strikes. Ben invented the lightning rod and was the first to use it. The pointed iron rod acts like a magnet and grabs an approaching lightning bolt from the sky before it can strike the rooftop. The electricity then travels safely down a long wire into the ground. It prevents fires and keeps dangerous amounts of electricity away from the house. Now, the gadget goes by many names, such as the grabber. Everyone has seen one. It's the long stick that helps grab items from out-of-reach places. Do any of you have one of those? Ben invented the original device and called it the long arm because it worked like a very long arm. Now swimmers and divers use flippers to move fast through the water. Ben invented things when he was only a boy. He was an avid swimmer, which means he liked to swim a lot, and built wooden flippers for both his hands and his feet. Now ships travel across the Gulf Stream to take advantage of the faster current. Ben measured, charted, and publicized the Gulf Stream during his 8 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean. Now we understand and accept the benefits of vitamin C. It's good for us, keeps us healthy. Ben was an early promoter of eating citrus fruits to help prevent diseases, things called scurvy. That was an old disease. He said, eat vitamin C. Now, for a musical interlude, Ben invented the glass harmonica. So he was able to create music by simply touching his wet fingers to a row of spinning glass bowls. Mozart and Beethoven were so moved by the sounds that they composed just for this instrument. Today, glass harmonicas are very rare, and you are more likely to find one in a museum than in a music store. Maybe moms and dads had some special glasses. You can try it and make the sound with your wet finger. It's pretty cool. Now our fireplaces are very efficient and easy to use. Ben improved on the primitive fireplaces, like this one, where the smoke was in the house. And he designed the Pennsylvania fireplace, later renamed the Franklin stove. He built it with iron to contain the heat from a fire long after the logs were burned. It also sat away from the wall to heat the room more evenly. The smoke ventilation was not perfect, but later, inventors improved on it. Before Ben's fireplace, indoor smoke would be bad. Now, chairs come in all shapes and sizes. Ben designed 2 chairs that are still very useful. The writing chair combined a desk and chair into one, like we have in our classroom. And the library chair was a combination of a chair and a stepladder. Now everyone has seen a rocking chair, but not many have seen Dr. Franklin's rocking chair. Ben invented one rocking chair with a fan on top and one that would churn butter. Now every year we observe daylight saving time, which means we set our clocks ahead 1 hour in the springtime, which we just did. As a result, it stays darker longer in the morning. How many of you have noticed that? And when most people are sleeping, it stays lighter longer at the end of the day, so we can save more energy. And in the fall, we return our clocks back to standard time. So Ben suggested this idea in one of his essays as a way to save money by burning fewer candles, because they didn't have electricity, so they used candles at night. Farmers could also gain more work time in the evening. Daylight saving time was not officially practiced until World War I, more than 100 years later. And as for clocks, Ben designed the first clock with a second hand, the one that moves all the time. Now, every automobile has an odometer to measure the distance it travels. Ben invented the odometer when he was a postmaster general, so he could measure his postal routes. Now, almost every large community includes a library, a hospital, a post office, a fire department, and a sanitation department to pick up our trash. Ben lived in a city that had none of these establishments, so he helped organize the first of each. So he wanted libraries, all of these things he felt was important for each city. Now and then, we owe thanks to Ben for his important inventions, but many would agree that his greatest accomplishments came in the form of documents that helped shape the world. Ben had a pivotal role in developing America's Constitution, the Treaty Alliance with France, the Treaty of Peace with England, and the Declaration of Independence, which you'll learn a lot more about when you're older. It's remarkable that one man could achieve so much in a lifetime. He has certainly helped to form the modern world. With his contributions, help to form the future? Maybe we'll still see them when we're much older. And here is a cool video, Miss Kathy can do it, or page, shows all his other different inventions that might not have been mentioned in here. I think most of them are looking at it. So he did a lot of great things, and things we're still using today. Hope you enjoyed.